going on, guys? Welcome back to In the Bag Disc Golf. Today we have kind of a mixture of things. For one, we're going to introduce the disc that we're going to be using for today's one brand one round. Another, we have a special package that came in the mail, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up here. That way y'all can see what it is, and we're actually going to use a disc from there in our one brand one round because it's a new release. That's what makes it so special. So let's open them up. So in our first package that we got from old Charlie Goodpasture, sponsored by KASTAPLAST. You probably know by the shirt and the title of the video what disc we're going to be talking about today. But I got a few discs from him. Let's see here. Alright, first disc out of the bag, or box. K2 Glow Berg. You don't see a lot of K2. This was a special run. And K2 is my favorite plastic that they make. And it is very awesome that they made a glow version in K2. You can't buy it on the regular. You gotta know somebody. But you can hit them up on Facebook and whatnot, get you one for yourself. So that's pretty cool. Pretty pumped about that. Next, we have a Falk, a Glow Falk. Well, and a bunch of stickers. This is the special run spider stamp. It's pretty cool. It's got like that fractured kind of background, and it's got the spider up on there. And then we got a bunch of cool little stickers here. I wonder where those are gonna go. Probably right there. Next, we have what everybody has been waiting for that throws KASTAPLAST. The lots. Oh man, I've been so pumped about this for about a month now, ever since I heard they were coming out. And this disc here is the missing link in the KASTAPLAST lineup. We had one fairway driver, and it was the Falk, and I love the Falk. I love the Falk, but needed something a little more stable. This is pretty close to like a Valkyrie, and I love that because I love the Valkyrie. So thanks, Charlie, for that. Next up, on the same day, I got my special package from B-Tribs. B-Tribs, if you don't know him, you can hit him up on Facebook at Par Plastics. And what he does there is he's an ambassador for KASTAPLAST. And what he was able to do for me is, that's right, first run lots. Look at that minty goodness. Oh, you know, it's so pretty. I don't know if I'll ever throw it. I might throw it. I don't know, I might not. I don't know. It's just, that's why I got the other two, so I could throw those. This one may just go on the wall or hang out over here next to these other first runs. And then, oh, there I got a cool little Big K sticker and a Par Plastic sticker. So, very cool. Appreciate you, B. It's awesome. Bahar always hooks it up. I don't know. I may just have to stick it over here with these other first runs. I got a first run stall and a double stamp first run goat. You know what? I think all three of these first runs I think have come from B. But we will not throw this one today. I may throw it one day. I don't know if it'll be today. I don't know if today's that day. Today, I think we will throw. I think we'll throw the green one because this one's really pretty as well. I may save this one for a little bit and throw it later once this one gets beat in. So we'll throw this one. So actually, you go there. That's the lineup we're gonna throw today for the KASTAPLAST. So let's get into what we're throwing for the one brand, one round. Our distance driver, Grim. I don't know if you can see that, that light's pretty, it catches that stamp and just gets after it. But it's pretty cool. It's got that kind of rainbowy when it hits the light. So distance driver, Grim. Fairway driver, oh yeah, oh man, lots. Or pilot, I don't know, whatever you want to say. Understable fairway, Falk. Gotta love the Falk. Our stable fairway, kind of like a Firebird, Stall. Our hybrid, this disc is it's in between a mid-range and a fairway, so it's right in there somewhere. But we have the KAX and the KAX Z. If you see a Z, that means it's a more understable version of the original, and it usually means that the regular version has a bead and the Z version does not. If you see an X, then that'll be a more stable version. I'm not sure if that has a bead or not. I don't have a Grim X yet, but when I get one, I'll let you know. Or if anybody else knows, you can let us all know in the comments. Our mid-range will be the GOAT. You're not throwing this in a headwind. If you do, you're crazy. But in a tailwind, you could just rip it and it just hangs straight. No wind, you just put it out nice and nice, good pop, not real hard, and it's just going straight. Our approach disc, as always, the Berg. The old bucket lid. This thing is amazing. If you haven't thrown one, you can rip on it as hard as you can, and it's just going to go straight and just gradually hyzer in. It's always in the bag. Putting, we'll have a K3 Rico, which is kind of a puddle top, and when it gets in the baseline plastic, these get puddle top instead of that little mountain range that the other one has. We'll mainly be putting with the Rico though, K3 Rico. So our putters, both K3, one Berg, one a Rico. We'll see how it goes. Oh, and can't forget this little guy. That's what we'll be marking our relies with. A nice minty mini Berg. Look at that little guy. But that thing's pretty. I use it all the time. If I'm not using the mini Berg, I'm using one that has my daughter on it. Just kind of calms me down in my putt. So those are the discs that we're going to be using today. Hopefully we end up under par, and we'll see you out there. All right, one brand, one round, KASTAPLAST time. And what do we have? The newly released. Lots. Looks like we have a nice putt. Let's go see. Alright, so we ended up right here next to the tree, and I think we'll go Rico or Berg, K3 Berg. I'm thinking we'll go Rico. We just bounced out our bird. It's about a 40 footer. It's alright, we'll take par. But that bird would have been really nice. Let's go Grim here. Although I do want to throw that lots again. Let's throw the Grim. Alright, so we took the sneaky gap and we hit the path, and that thing flared off in the middle of the fairway real nice. We should be about, I don't know, 290, 300 out there. We glanced off a tree a little bit. Should be a decent approach though. Let's go get it. We almost made it to the gas sign here, which means that we're about 5 feet short of 300, so about 295. We got a decent putt at it, but I might actually approach with the Berg just to be a little closer. And that's right under the basket. That's why that's one of my favorite discs. That thing just goes, drops in the basket, next to the basket, under the basket. It's there. Easy peasy. All right, hole 3. Let's open up, throw the grim. We should be down there on the edge. Alright, so we're right on the edge here. Let's approach with one of these Bergs. I'm thinking the K3 because it'll hold straighter. That's a decent putt. We're about 10 to 12 feet. Parring the course right now, which isn't bad, but it's not good. On to hole 4. Alright, so we're only about 200 feet, so let's throw the cacks and see if we can't put this under the basket. That thing was going really, really good, and then I clipped that tree. So we'll probably have about a 20-footer. Let's see if we can get our bird. Alright, so we were coming in real nice. We clipped this tree, knocked us down. Now we gotta hang out to the left on a straddle putt and try to make this. I hate straddle putts. Straddle putts, but that's our first birdie, so I like that. I like that a lot. Now we're 1 under. Let's see if we can't get a bird on this next hole. It's about 290. So we got a little wind here, so I'll try to hyzer flip this Falk. We got a little sneaky through some trees. We should be okay. We should have about maybe a 30-foot putt. Alright, so we're literally right next to this tree. So, about 30, right on the edge of the circle. That's coming in clutch right there. That's coming in real clutch. Especially with this left to right headwind. We had to keep that on a good spin. But we got our second bird. Let's move on to hole 6. See what the stall can do in this headwind. Alright, we're down there, but we're off to the left in between those trees. We should have a decent putt. Let's go see. I think we'll go Berg here. Try to cut through the headwind. It's a little bit more stable than the Rico. So, I didn't get it up high enough. Never had a chance. We'll stay 2 under. We'll take par here and move on to 7. Alright, I think this is a perfect opportunity. We got a little bit of a tailwind here, so we'll go with the goat and just put a lot of power on it, keep it low. Hopefully it'll glide all the way to the basket. Looks like we went right over the basket. We're a little bit to the left. It started to actually hyzer in the end. I'm not used to seeing that, I guess because it's a tailwind. Let's go see how close we are. So we actually didn't overshoot the basket. We're actually about 7 or 8 feet to the left of it. So it was a pretty decent shot actually. Ooh, that got dangerous. So we were putting into a headwind even though it was a little short shot. The wind tried to lift it and we almost missed it, but we didn't, and that's 3 down. Awesome. Alright, let's take this Cat Z here. We got a little headwind, so I'll just try to keep it low and flat. Alright, so we skipped right in front of this tree. We're left with about a 25-30 footer. Let's try to bang this out and get 4 down. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Banging out birds. So now we are 4 down. So let's throw the Grim here on hole 9 because we got a headwind. I want to throw the lots again, but it's just not stable enough unless I put it on a hyzer, and then I feel like it'll just hyzer out on us. So we'll take the Grim. We were going good and we were going to crest that hill and get a good skip towards the basket, and we just squared that tree right in the middle. That was going to be so sweet. Alright, so we got a typical approach here. We're going to go berg. Man, if we could have beat this tree right here, that thing was still flat. It wasn't even trying to hyzer yet. It would have just crested this hill, and then by the time it was hyzering, it would have been hyzering towards the basket. Well, we went a little long and a little right, but we should have a decent putt at it. Let's go get it. All right, a little headwind. Just spin it out there, cut through the headwind. All right, so that concludes the one brand, one round of KASTAPLAST. What did we learn? Well, we learned KASTAPLAST is awesome, just as always. The lots, this is the first time I've got to throw it. We just got it in the mail. It just released on the 5th, so it's a very good disc. Not really a headwind disc, but it's a very straight fairway driver. So I really enjoyed that. We'll have a full review of the lots coming up soon. I gotta take it out to the field, throw it, see how it acts without trees around, because I would have several good shots out here today just on practice throwing, and then a tree would just knock it down. So we'll get out in an open field and see how it really flies. But other than that, that concludes this round. We ended up 4 down, which is pretty dang good. All right, so we're back from our one brand, one round KASTAPLAST. We ended up 4 down on 9 holes, so that's not too shabby, especially because we suck at disc golf. I've been playing a year and a half now, and I wish I would have got started sooner. So let's get into the disc and talk about how they did for us. So the Grim, it worked out really well. It's like a destroyer. If you throw in a destroyer or a Raider in dynamic, then you throw in a Grim. It's just about the feel, and their plastic. Oh, it's just, their plastic is wonderful. The lots, oh man, am I excited about this disc. I am excited about this disc. This thing was flying really good. It's a little understable in a headwind, but it can be corrected with a little hyzer. So if you really got a headwind, then there's another disc in the lineup for that. But if you're not thrown into a strong headwind, this thing is just straight and it's money. And it was a lot like the Valkyrie, so I'm pretty pumped about that. The Falk, I mean, this Falk, especially this one, is always in my bag. It's a little beat up, but it's pretty. It's got the Octo stamp from 616, the same as the Stall does. Got some twinsies here, a little purpley. But the Falk is in a tailwind, you can rip it and it'll just go straight. In a headwind, you better put it on some hyzer. If you're throwing it real hard, even on a no wind day, put it on a little hyzer. If you're just beginning, that'll be money for you off the tee every time. All right, the Stall, it's kind of like a Firebird. So I only threw it a couple of times. I think one time on like a real shot. A lot of times when I'm out there, I'll take a couple practice shots. But usually when I'm doing something like this, my first shot is what I'm playing, and after that I'll kind of mess around and see what works. But that's how you get better. The KAX and KAX Z. I know I threw the KAX. Did I throw the KAX Z? Yo, you know what I did? I threw it on 8. I think I threw the KAX on 4, and I threw the KAX Z on 8, which is crazy because I never throw this disc on those holes. But I only had a certain amount to work with, and I wanted to kind of work them all in and throw them all at least once. But if you've never thrown them before, I think I mentioned it earlier before we went and hit the course. It's kind of a mid-range fairway like hybrid. It says straight mid-range driver on it, but I mean, look at the profile on it. It's not really a mid-range, and it's not really a fairway. It's right in there. It's right in the middle. It kind of tiptoes that line. KAX is a little stable. The KAX Z just straight as an arrow. So they complement each other very well. And I actually have both of these in the K2 plastic. The GOAT. It's a very straight disc. If you power it up too much, it's going to turn over on you. But if you throw it nice and soft and flat, put a little pop on it, it'll just go out and glide. It's got a lot of glide. The Berg approach shots with this bad boy right here. I'll even take this thing off the tee on a 200-foot hole if I got an open. If the right side is open, I'll take this off the tee and I'll throw it real hard and high and just let it eat, and it'll start fading out. But it constantly punches forward and just dives to the ground. It has no glide at all, but it's a great disc. That's what makes it such a good approach disc, because it has no glide. Putting, we used both of these a little bit. I hit a big putt with the Rico, and we threw the Berg a couple times into the wind. Used it as a wind fighter putting disc. So other than that, I mean, like I said earlier, we ended up 4 down. So it was a very good day. I had fun. KASTAPLAST is a great company. If you've never thrown it, you need to. But other than that, I mean, we had a great day. 4 down through 9 holes. It was a pretty good day for me. We had some good shots, we had some bad ones, but that, like I always say, I mean, that's disc golf. That's gonna happen. So other than that, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications. Hell, you can subscribe by hitting this little guy right here right now, make it easier on yourself. Check out a couple of these videos here. You may catch something that you've never seen before, a dish that you've been looking at, not sure you wanted to get. But we'll see you next time on In the Bag Disc Golf.